Does he don't want to fuck you, ugly bitch? Nah.
Well, if you were your mom's age, yeah, I would.
You don't have to tell anybody. Just like you said.
No, your mother said that.
No, you told me not to tell my mom.
Rhoda, do not be like your mother and make things up.
No, you told me that.
Well, Rhoda.
Why are you lying?
What? Not to tell me what?
No, I did not, Rhoda. Don't make things up.
No, you did. You told me not to tell us that my boobs were better.
How much did Tony get of Betty's money?
Winnie, knock it off.
Shut up.
Yeah, just like fucking Betty. Betty was saying shit on there too. So next time I send Betty, I'm gonna send Betty $50 this week.
Good.
I'm gonna send her a letter too. I'm gonna tell her if I hear any more about her saying any more stupid shit about me, then she can consider herself paid in full with the entertainment that she gets off of me.
Oh,
Gotten off me for years.
You stole a bunch of money from her, and she has a negative opinion about you and is expressing it. She doesn't need and deserve to be punished.
I don't give a fuck. I don't need her to get online and fucking say a bunch of stupid shit about me.
Hi, honey. I love you.
I love you too.
Wednesday night we have to pretend like we're breaking up.
Okay.
Wait, we have to do that on Yahoo.
Okay.
Okay?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right.
What's the matter?
I'm reading all kinds of things to me, and it's just a lot more than what I ever expected.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
All these celebrities paying attention to me, and I never expected all that.
Well, you sound sad about it.
It just makes me nervous.
What do you mean? About what?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Scared of the attention, I guess. Just really makes me nervous.
Well, what are you nervous about, though?
Sylvester Stallone wanted to do a project with me, and Shania Twain wanted to use my story to write a song. Faith Hill seemed that everybody is rooting for me in Nashville. Just a lot.
Yeah. You don't have to do any of these things, you know.
Well, I know. I'd love to do a project with Sylvester Stallone. I idolized him so long.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's the one thing that you want to do, if you only pick one thing, you know, then that's cool.
I wouldn't care if Shania Twain wrote a song about it either. It's just, you know, it's all so fast.
Yeah.
It makes me nervous.
Well, that's usually how things happen. You know, once something is trending, it'll get one person's attention. And all celebrities know each other.
I was on the phone with them earlier when I was in the truck. I got done work. I couldn't help but cry.
Why did you cry?
Just reading the chat and just everything. It bothers me. The chat bothers me so much.
I know that the chat bothers you, but it bothers everybody. It happened, and it can't be ignored anymore.
Shit came from my mom, and that's just like, I fucking read it.
I know it's embarrassing because you're having to say it to me and to Emma and you're saying it in front of everyone else. You're not doing it in the privacy of your apartment. You're not doing it in secret to someone who's not going to know any better, or, who's not turning off her computer and walking away.
I almost wish now that we would have waited to put it online, did the whole thing first.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that? It's not going to stop you from continuing.
Well, no, I know, but I mean, at least when I didn't have this attention. Like I said, Roscoe, what are you doing in there? Get out here. Under the table. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Probably chasing a roach or something.
I've never seen him get under that part of the table before. I think he's just trying to get my attention. And sorry.
So, I mean, they're just making comments. You haven't had any agents contact you, because that's how it would go. They're not going to, set this up themselves, I would imagine. I think that, there's going to be a lot of people who would have to kind of put things together. And I don't think it's just going to happen overnight just because they made a comment on your video. They could have already forgotten about it. Who knows?
Well, I told them that she'd have to let them know that they'd have to contact me through her.
Okay, yeah, that would be a good idea.
Because she's got, I guess, my email. An email she set up for me from before or something.
Okay.
I guess her email is on. Roscoe, what the hell are you doing? My God, dude. They're burying his nose right under my crotch.
Ew.
He does that with everyone.
Well,
I don't know where he
dogs
gets
do
that
like to
from.
eat poop, so.
But Winnie would love him. Winnie would love him.
Yeah.
He's just loving. He's a very loving dog.
Okay, so don't yell at him like that.
Oh, I know. He just.
I know.
Every time I pet him, it's like I get a handful of hair.
Well, maybe he needs a bath because he has an undercoat that's coming out.
Yeah, he does need a bath, but I can't get to him until Sunday. They can hook the hose up and this whole handful of hair right there.
Why don't you bring him to a grooming place?
Because I brush him all the time. I don't have a lot of money right now.
I know that you don't. I'm just saying that if you wanted to get him a really good bath and a comb out, then they're going to be able to do it right, and they're going to know how to do it. It's probably going to be like $30.
Yeah, well, I know somebody that's starting a grooming business. Maybe she ought to come up and do that for me.
No, she's not going to do that.
I do if you watch out on me.
Anyway, so don't worry about what celebrities are saying right now. It could end up being a really, really great thing for you. Did you know what Kim Kardashian's doing?
No.
She's getting people out of prison.
Well, I know.
Okay,
but
so,
remember what me and you talked about the other day? I don't think I should be off the register because...
No, you can't be off. Yeah, you can. Absolutely, you cannot be off the registry. You need to be monitored forever. So it's not a matter of that. I'm not saying that there should be this campaign to get you off the registry or off of probation, any of that. None of that should happen.
Well, probation is the one thing that I do want to be off of.
No, because you don't even know how to do that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I'm being honest.
What was the lie detector test that you took recently?
That's the first one that I failed. That was because of the alcohol.
That is not the first time you actually failed.
Yeah,
you happened to pass, but you would have failed every single one, Lorne. You've never stopped drinking. Don't give me that.
They never asked me about drinking before.
Oh, okay.
But
did they ask you
about
phone sex? Did they ask you about sending naked pictures? Is any of that good? Does that follow
I
the
don't-
terms of your probation?
I don't think they asked me about that. I don't think.
Okay, well, whatever. The point
I can't remember.
is that the terms of your probation have to be followed in order for you to be successful. And if you're not able to do that, you don't deserve to be off of it.
I've got you. It keeps me straight anyway.
Not really. You go off and you're going to do whatever you want. And I'm not going to follow you around forever. That's ridiculous.
I know. I'm open for more someday.
Okay, but the point is that you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, and you have to be able to monitor your own behavior and be a good person instead of needing someone to tell you what to do all the time.
I know.
So they've never
Maybe a bit.
asked you about alcohol before this test?
No.
Why do you think they asked you about that?
I don't know. I think. Because people had called before about me drinking and saying that I was drinking that I was drunk at my house right then, and they said the cops, and the cops came and I weren't drunk. But they had so many calls of me being drunk, and some of it was because Roy was here. They had so many calls from the church to call about me being drunk that's when they started asking me questions.
Okay.
So that's that.
Do the questions change every single time?
Yep.
That's probably just to make sure that you're not practicing.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Did they ever ask you about phone sex and sending explicit photos of yourself or receiving them?
No.
They've never asked you about that?
No.
That's interesting. Okay. I'm just really curious. I've never taken a test like that before, so I wasn't sure what they would be asking you.
I can't remember exactly what they asked me now. I've taken 3 of them, I think. I think this was the 3rd one, I think.
Okay.
The 4th one. It might have been the 4th one. It's the first one with this one. With the other provider that I was with before, I think I had 2 or 3 there.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I really do want to get back to the person that I used to be a long time ago.
Well, hopefully even a better version, because it sounds to me like the person back then was damaged too. I mean, it led you to what you became.
But I was damaged back then. I know what.
Okay.
But I didn't have anybody that I could say anything to because what my family would think. And,
well, I think now is a really good time for you to really evaluate those things in your life that you want to change and the reasons why you're wanting to change them. And it's not about making someone happy or doing it to get praise from me or to make me proud. That can't be the primary reason. The primary reason is because you don't want to do it.
Well, I want to live a good life. It's what I want to live.
Okay, so what does that mean to you?
It means straightening my ass out.
And what does that mean to you? The thing that I will say that I think is going to go along with if you were to start making a list of things that you want to change is that in order for you to make these types of changes, you have to be specific about them. It's like when someone says, my goal in life is to be happy. they have to drill that down and be able to turn it into something that they can see or feel or, list out in specific actions that they can take in order to make themselves happy and not just have it this broad statement that has no action attached to it. So it's the same thing with you when you say, I want to live a good life. It needs to be more than that. It needs to be very specific. And that can include things that you're not going to do and things that you're going to do. If you don't do that, if you can't even take the time to do that, then you're going to be the same person that you are now in another 12 years.
No, I don't want to.
Good. So that's where your work comes in. You can't just sit back and talk about things in terms of it bothers me when I do that. I hate when I do that. And still keep engaging in the same behavior that you're saying that that bothers you, because ultimately it doesn't really bother you all that much. That behavior hasn't become painful enough that it's pushing you in the direction to change yourself. So there's so many things that you're looking for in someone else to do for you that are absolutely impossible.
I rely on people too much.
You do. You rely on people way too much. You rely on them to give you happiness and support, but you also rely on them to be the reasons why you fall short in a lot of ways in your life. That's where the blame game comes in. It's because of my brothers. It's because of my mom. It's because people left me. It's because I didn't have friends growing up. They all abandoned me because I wouldn't play basketball. People weren't good workers, and so I had to abandon the job at Betty's home. So it becomes their problem too.
Well, I try to sort it out, and that's the only way that I know how to sort it out. Just try to figure out exactly what happened.
Well, yeah, but the issue is, Lorne, and I absolutely agree. I think that it takes a lot of self-reflection and a lot of time, to really focus in on that and say, why did this happen? The thing is that when the answers come to you and you disregard them because it's not what you want the answer to be, and that it's not putting the blame on someone else, it's not something that was outside of your own control, your response to that is to continue searching for the answer. And that's why you've come to this point 12 years later, when you're still asking yourself the same questions that are answered in the evidence that's available. Do you know what I'm saying?
I keep asking myself the same questions over and over, and I never get the answer.
Well, it's not that you're not getting the answers, that you're not accepting the answers that are there, because it's not filling something that you're looking for. Like, the blame is on someone else, and it's not your fault. You were powerless. Does that make sense? Do you think that's been your pattern?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So I think about it, and it's like I know how to say the word no. I just haven't. I'm talking about this in class with Allie too. It's just trying to. I'm saying the word no. I guess it's just trying to figure out, why is it that I have to say the word no to somebody that knows better than to do the things that they did? I mean, like my brother Ralph. Mm-hmm. All the screwing me that he did, he knew exactly what he was doing. Mm-hmm. And me idolizing him like I did all my life, how could he screw me like that?
Because you allowed it to happen. And I'm not one to point the finger at a victim of someone else. The responsibility comes in when it's a continued action that someone's taking. He's not, it's not his responsibility that you idolized him growing up. That's really nice, but it's not his responsibility. That's not the reason for him to act the right way. His reasoning to act the right way should be because he also needs to not hurt people. And he needs to be a good guy too.
Yeah, well, to tell him that would be something different.
I would love to tell him that.
Yeah, well, wouldn't matter what Ralph thinks about Ralph.
Okay.
Lori thinks about Lori.
Okay. So everyone...
Paul thinks about Paul. It's all they care about.
Okay. But the thing is that when you look at that and you have to say to yourself, was I really a true victim of his behavior? If he was screwing you over or whatever it was that was happening, when it keeps happening, I think that it comes on to you as well to say, am I going to allow this to happen to myself anymore? My life is worth so much more than this.
That's where the word no comes in.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, it's not as far as like pointing at a victim of someone and saying that you're part of the problem, because that's not what it is. I'm saying that in the case, when it comes to you interacting with people, you can see that there is a huge pattern that's there. And you have difficulty walking away from situations and people that are not good for you.
Well, like Tony.
Well, yeah, it could be like Tony. It can be like other people in your life too. But there's something about you that takes over, that makes that drive that you have to connect with them and to combat your loneliness, that is a lot stronger than the negative impact that they have in your life until after that's over.
Well, I definitely get changed shit that I do because I don't want to live like I did before. I don't want to live like I have done. I want a much better life. I want to be a lot happier.
Okay. So again, define what makes you happier. What is that going to be? That's the type of stuff that you want to write down.
Okay.
And we can go over that. I would be happy to.
You make me happy.
Okay. And there's going to be
the first one that I've ever told anybody that I'd take over Olivia Newton-John. Emily asked me that earlier.
She asked you what?
She asked me if I was giving you a hug and Olivia Newton-John was there. But she asked me if Olivia Newton-John was bending over, if I thought. I said, Emma, I'd have to look. It doesn't mean I'm doing anything wrong.
Right.
She said, I think she said, would you take Debbie over Olivia Newton-John? I said, yeah, in a heartbeat.
Well, awesome.
Yeah. You're totally awesome.
Thank you. But I'm hoping that the list is going to be a lot longer with things that are within your own life about yourself.
Stop smoking. Make me really happy.
Okay, so that can be part of your list, and then coming up with ways in order to do that. Who's that barking?
It's Roscoe.
What is he barking at?
Probably barking at deer. He's looking out towards the woods, so he's probably barking at deer. There's about 4 or 5 of them that go across there every morning and every night.
Oh, okay.
And he's actually a doorbell or a deer bell for my neighbors. He said,
I guess so.
Whenever Roscoe starts barking like that, it's about 10 minutes later, deer come walking across the field.
Oh,
In back
okay.
of their house.
I gotcha.
Always have tried to quit smoking, haven't worked so far.
Okay.
I don't want to try drug. Can't take a drug. I don't want to try that because they said that depression and stuff like that can come along with that. But I know I can do it.
Mhm.
It's just hard in the truck. It's hard.
Yeah, it's a habit. It's just like any habit that's been ingrained. It's going to be difficult to break because as soon as the high of having the cigarette goes away and you're getting triggered to engage in that, whether it's getting in your truck or waking up in the morning or you've finished eating, something like that. When those things come up and you're not able to smoke, that's when you're going to start to really miss smoking.
Yeah.
So if you think about all the times that you told yourself or me or anyone else that you're going to quit smoking, what was happening at the time?
Well,
I mean, what were you physically doing at the time when you said, I'm going to quit smoking?
Oh, I think I come home.
Well, the answer is that you were smoking.
Yeah.
So if you're holding a cigarette and saying, this is my last one, it's very easy to say that because you're smoking at the time. So you're not going to have that trigger happen and not have the response of having a cigarette that hasn't happened yet. So you're not going to feel that discomfort. It's going to be very comfortable at that moment because you're able to have the smoking.
I think a lot of the times was when I got drunk because I would chain smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And my chest would feel so heavy that I could go hours without a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was already so hard to breathe. By smoking another one, it hurt.
Yeah.
So that made it easy to say it then. But then, whenever I get, breath back in me again, all that smoke out of me.
Yeah.
I'd get the craving.
Exactly. And then what do you do with the craving?
Cure it with a cigarette.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you want to stop smoking, you would say, I'm stopping smoking now. I'm not going to have another one. That's it. And then you work on, what am I going to do now? You have to replace it with something.
But the hard part is when I'm in the truck.
Right. It's a habit.
It's not much I can replace it with in the truck.
Well, you can sing.
Oh, I do that anyway.
Yeah, but you can do that without smoking.
Yeah, but I don't have anything to do with my fingers.
Okay, you're just making excuses right now.
Well, no, I'm telling you, that's part of the thing. Because even after I sing a song, if I don't know the next song that comes on or something, then I'll light a cigarette up and I've got something to do with my hand.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you can hold on to the steering wheel. How about that?
I do that with my other hand.
Or you can click a pen or something, or do something. I had a teacher in school who quit smoking. She was a very heavy smoker, and she took up chewing gum. She chewed gum all the time. She was like, I have to do it because I had to get rid of that. So I had to take over something else, and this isn't as bad. So I'm going to do that.
I tried to quit smoking once, but with candy. I suck it on candy.
Okay.
You're going to get a good laugh out of this one. I have a place still laughs about it today. But the place where Clark's Milk, where I used to work for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I go to it's the biggest farm in Maine. We used to get milk from there.
Okay.
The dad and Butch Clark. He died.
Okay, so what's with the candy?
Okay, well...
You're fucking killing me over here.
Sorry. I decided to quit smoking. So I figured I'd use candy. But I didn't want all that sugar.
Okay.
So I decided to use sugar-free candy.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over and told Bush that when I got my load of milk. And he just smiled and he didn't say anything. Well,
You shit your pants.
From Canaan all the way down to fucking Portland, I ate that whole bag of sugar-free butterscotch candy, not realizing that it was like a laxative.
Oh, wow.
So
did you shit your pants?
I came damn close. I was so close.
Wow.
I was squeezing my butt cheeks, and I was holding my ass, and I was walking really funny.
Oh my god.
Boy. You remember Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
There you go. That was about the outcome.
That sucks. Well.
Oh God.
Yeah,
maybe never do that again.
Yeah, maybe you can find something else that'll help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ever use sugar-free candy like that.
All right. Good. Good. It's not good for your decayed teeth either.
Huh?
Nothing. Do you want me to call Emma?
I'm not ready to read yet.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No, I still gotta eat. I haven't eaten yet.
Oh, well, she did say that she's going to be going somewhere tonight, so do you think we can read it? Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can.
Give me like 20 minutes. Would that be okay?
Let me just text her really quick. Hang on. All right, go ahead. She said she said she can wait. Okay. All right, then we will give you a call in probably like a half hour or something like that. Okay. Whenever she gets back, she'll let me know.
Okay.
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 Okay, bye.